Today we're taking a look at these NCAAB matches, which are happening on Monday, January 3, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Towson vs Drexel. Towson is scoring an average of 72.8 points per game. The Tigers have a 44.0% shooting percentage and are hitting 37.1% of their shots from behind the three-point line. The leading scorer for Towson is Nicholas Timberlake with an average of 14.5 points per game, and the second leading scorer is Holden with an average of 13.8 points per game. 4 players average double figures in scoring for Towson. The leader in assists is Nolan Jr. with an average of 4.8 dishes per contest. Towson is averaging 13.5 assists and 11.8 turnovers per contest. It's worth a shot to keep hammering Towson, as long as it keeps covering against the spread at such a high rate, and the Tigers should continue to roll with the highest KenPom ranking in the CAA entering conference play. This is a well-rounded Towson team that can attack opponents in several different ways, and Drexel's defense can't be trusted to generate enough stops. The Tigers have been successful in just about every facet offensively, ranking 66th in KenPom efficiency, combining hot perimeter shooting with top 30 rebounding and free throw rates in the nation. That's going to be far too much for the Dragons' defense to handle, as they have been torched for a 52% effective field goal percentage while forcing turnovers at one of the lowest rates in college basketball. Drexel is getting some respect for winning the CAA tournament last year, but wasn't that good in the regular season at 9-7, 4-5 CAA, and has only beaten one foe ranked in the KenPom top 200 so far, while Towson being competitive against the likes of Ohio State and San Francisco shows this team has some upside. Our first betting advice is to pick Towson +1. Drexel is above .500 against the spread at 5-4, but have failed to cover in 2 straight games after also getting hammered by Abilene Christian. Overs are also 5-4 for the Dragons, with their last 2 games going under the betting total. The Dragons have played well offensively, with an average of 75.6 points per game on shooting splits of 54% from 2 and 32.2% from beyond the arc. Drexel's defense has really struggled with 72.9 points per game allowed on 49.4% shooting from 2 and 37.6% shooting from 3, all of which are 215th or worse nationally. Butler is having a monster season with 14.5 points and 10.3 rebounds per game on 59.1% shooting from the floor. Reigning CAA tournament MVP Cameron Winter adds 14 points and 4.1 assists per game, while Monmouth transfer Malik Martin adds 9.8 points per game on 54.9% shooting from the field for his new team. Our second betting advice is to pick under 140.5. Quick reminder, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Sacramento State vs Oregon State. Sacramento State is averaging 59.9 points per game. They scored 51 points in their last game, making 36.5% of their field goals and 23.1% of their three-pointers. Bryce Fowler led the way for the Hornets with 12 points and 6 rebounds. Cameron Wilbon finished with 10 points and 9 rebounds, while Zach Chappell added 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Sacramento State has also struggled defensively, giving up 72.8 points per game. They gave up 64 points in their last game and will need a similar effort if they want to win this game. Oregon State has found a little confidence with back-to-back victories on the heels of their 10-game slide. The Beavers are at home here against a smaller conference program in Sacramento State, who has had their struggles this season. We've seen the Hornets start Big Sky play 0-3, and even playing a lower division team from the Pac-12, that still provides a tougher challenge than Sacramento State tends to face in conference action. The Beavers have momentum after picking up the win over Utah, a team that the Hornets lost to by 33 in the early going this season. Our first betting advice is to pick Oregon State Beavers -13. The Beavers are putting up an average of 68.8 points per game this season, putting them 263rd in the nation in scoring offense. Oregon State is weak on the glass, collecting an average of 32.3 rebounds per contest and dishes out 12.2 assists per game. The Beavers are 277th in scoring defense by allowing 72.4 points a game. Warith Aladish is second on the team with 11.8 points, plus 6.5 rebounds a night on the year. Gerard Lucas is the only other player scoring in double figures as he puts up 13.8 points a night. Dashan Davis, Maurice Kalu, Ahmed Rand, Tree Williams, Johnny Hunt, Glenn Taylor Jr., Dexter Acano, Roman Silva and Rodrigo Andela are other rotation components for coach Wayne Tinkle. Oregon State shoots 45.5% from the floor as a team on the year. The Beavers connect on 5.2 three-pointers a night while shooting 31.5% from beyond the arc. Oregon State has been struggling at the charity stripe as they cash in just 67% of their chances on the year. Our second betting advice is to pick over 136. Wisconsin vs. Purdue. In their last game, the Badgers scored an 89-85 win over Illinois State after a 2-week break. It wasn't the sharpest the Badgers have been this season, but with the hiatus combined with them likely looking ahead to these Boilermakers, it should not be a shock that they struggled. Johnny Davis took 23 shots to score his 20 points, while sophomore big Steven Crowell only needed 8 shots to get the team high 21 points. The Badgers will need to be much sharper to compete with these Boilermakers. Purdue ranks in the top 5 of the nation in offensive points scored, field goal, and 3-point field goal percentage. On the other side, Badgers are just 316th shooting 40.4% from the floor and 299th, making 30.4% of their threes, and don't have the firepower to keep up here. Purdue is also 7-1-1 in the last 9 head-to-head games against Wisconsin. In their last game, Purdue took a 19-point lead into the half against Nichols, but never delivered the final blow in the second and let the lead hang around 19 and ultimately winning 104-90. In the game, Purdue was able to shoot 57.4% from the field, and even more impressively they shot 48.3% from deep. They finished with 5 players scoring in double figures. Jaden Ivey had 19 points on 5-9 shooting, but it was big man Zach Edey who led the team with 21 points on 7-8 shooting off the bench. Our first betting advice is to pick Purdue -12. Since losing their only game to Rutgers 70-68 on December 9th, Purdue has won 4 straight games, most recently taking down Nichols 104-90 on Wednesday. According to KenPom, Purdue is rated first in adjusted offensive efficiency and 60th in adjusted defensive efficiency, and rated number 4 overall behind Baylor, Gonzaga, and Houston. Purdue has marquee wins on their resume, defeating number 18 North Carolina 93-84 and number 5 Villanova 80-74 earlier this season. The Badgers have won 9 out of 10 non-conference games and are 1-1 in the Big Ten this season. They beat Indiana 64-59 as a 4.5-point favorite on December 8 and lost to Ohio State 73-55 as a 5-point dog on December 11. In the 2 non-conference games since Wisconsin beat Nichols 71-69 as a 17-point favorite on December 15 and beat Illinois State 89-85 as a 17-point favorite on Wednesday. Our second betting advice is to pick over 140.